Hey guys, this is Sam from the Privateers team, and today I'm going to show you how to use our new event editor. So this is how we're going to be making events going forward. We were using some custom XML format, which was really hard, and this is really going to streamline our whole system. So I'm going to jump in and show how it works. So this is what the event editor looks like, and the first thing that you need to do once you get it is you need to configure the path to the project to the game. So I have my enlistment in Project Pirate 1, the roguelike folder is the game, and then assets, resources, configuration, and then under here is where your file is going to be for your new event. So I'm going to call it awesomedemo.xml, and that's going to be my new event file. Okay, so in order to use this, you need to know where the game bits are so that you can put it. Any XML file that's under this path is going to get loaded into the game as a set of events. Okay, then after that, you can just make an event by clicking the new event button. This pops up, and it's red right now because something's wrong with it. Anytime it turns red, that means that the event is invalid. And if we scroll down to the bottom, the status box tells you why. It says no start event or condition assigned. So every event has to either start with a condition or a dialogue. So we'll go ahead and start with the dialogue. That's going to turn the event white, meaning it's good, but the dialogue's red because it needs a response. So then we can just click Add Response. And now this is like the most basic event chain that you can have. So if we go to the top of the event, we can give it a name, Awesome Demo Event. And then this is going to be the first dialog box that pops up. And so we can say something like, "Isn't Sam awesome?" And then this is the options that the user has to respond. Totally. Or you can have more than one response if you want. So I hit add response again. Now I got two. And say, no way. All right. And then, so you can see now I have these two responses. And if you can change this ID too, and then it will stop linking here. Or you can copy the ID from here back into here, and that will make the link alive again. So you can change these links around as you want. And then you can hit save. Now I'm going to go ahead and switch back to my game window. And here, what you need to remember to do is go to the cross-scene state object and change the event name to match whatever the event name was that you created here. So awesome demo event. I'm going to put that in the cross-scene state. And then if I hit play, hopefully it's going to be my new event. Here it is. Isn't Sam awesome? Totally no way. And you can pick no way. Okay. Oh, and I have this little return here thing that I didn't want. We'll talk about that. So there you go. That's how easy making an event is. Just set it up just like that. So now let's talk about some of the things that you can customize in the event itself. So if you want this event to not show up in the real game, you can set enable to false. If you don't want it to be allowed to be randomly placed in the world, then you can set allow random to false. And highlighting is something for quest chains. We can talk about that later. And then you can set what's the ambient noise type that should be in the background if you want something specific. You can set the music type if you want something specific. The tooltip and the tooltip body is when you're in the sailing map, what do you want the tooltip when you hover over that icon to say? So you could put something like, Pirate Den, beware, and then that's what the user will see when they hover over it. Map icon is the icon that it will show on the sail scene as well if you don't want to use the default. Then you can set the weather if you want explicit weather. So I could say I want it to be sunset. Open sea is like the kind of locations that it can set, that it can be randomly placed at. So, it can be in the open sea or the shore. It can be a small island. These are all set so that it will be appropriate to where that position on the map is. You can say whether there's going to be a merchant here or not. And remove event is whether after the event is complete, should it be removed. This is also kind of for building quest chains. Extra XML is sort of a super user thing. If you know that there's some extra XML that the game can accept, but this tool hasn't been updated yet, you can manually put it here. Most people are not going to need to use that. And then you have scene location. This is what describes where you are in the event. So the default is that you're on the ship, which is outside, so the inside is set to false. and add return portal is true, we can set this to false. That's going to get rid of that sparkly return object that was there. So, and we can change this scene location. So if I don't want to be on the ship, I could put shore 1, which is a different location, and then hit save. And then if we switch back and hit play, I should be on the shore, and I won't have any way to return because we turned the return portal off. Okay, so here we are. Now we're on the shore. This is that easy to sort of pick what location you want. So let's take a second here to look through the game files themselves. One thing is if you open this resources folder and then you look under the configuration, you can see the awesome demo.xml is here. And if you click on it, it's generated a bunch of XML. So this is what the tool outputted that the game knows how to read. So you don't really need to know that this is here, but that's the path that we selected. And if you go to props, you'll see here's a bunch of different props. Some of these are like objects that you can add into a scene, and some of them are the base maps for a scene. So you can see there's one here called Shore 1. That's what I put in to change the location, right? So there's also one called Small Ship. There's Cave 1. You know, you can look through these, or you can make new ones, and that will be a separate topic to talk about how those are made. Okay, so let's jump back to our event then. So there's more changes that we can do to the scene as well. Let's put it back to the ship, and then we can do something like, actually let's stay at the shore, and then let's add an objective. So objectives, every map has places explicitly on it where an objective can be placed. So we can say I want to place a chest on one of those, and then we can say what's going to be in the chest. You can put a quest item in the chest, you can put random items in the chest. I'll say I'll drop 3 random items and 3 stacks of gold. And then if I save this, that's going to put an objective on the island. And I can also add characters on the island. So let's say I want to put I can put natives on the island. I'll do natives. I want 3 to 5 of them, and I'll make them neutral so that they won't kill me. These things here, the bound, dialogue, class, and location, are mostly for building quest chains. We're not going to talk about them too much in this video, but you can set some extra stuff. You can force them to have a particular dialogue. And if we do that, let's go ahead and save. Let's try that. And now there should be a chest on the island, and there should be some natives wandering around. Oh, there's a native right there. And he's not killing me because he's neutral. There's another one. And let's see, where's the chest? It's going to place somewhere around here. Or at least it should. Where's the chest? Oh, there it is. Okay. So then if I open it up, 3 items and 3 gold stacks, just like we configured. So that's how you can add a chest into a place. And you can also add something called props. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the chest and bring us back to the ship and remove the extra characters. And instead I'm going to go down here and push this add prop button. And the prop is, I'll just use the small ship. And I'll add some characters to the prop. So you can add characters to the scene, or you can add characters to one of the props that you added to the scene. And here I'll just add like 1 human, and I'll make him neutral as well. And we'll save that. So now we're going back to the ship, and we added a small ship prop. So we're going to have 2 ships in this scene. Oopsies, that's not what I wanted to do. Get rid of that. Okay, let's hit play, and let's see what it looks like now. Okay, so now I'm on this ship, and there's another prop ship next to me, and he should have somebody on him because we added a character. There he is. So he's got a guy on it, right? And he's also neutral, so he's not trying to kill me. All right, so that's how you can add props. And that's basically the customization of the start of a scene. Okay. Now let's look into how we can branch to a new location. So let's say that we started on the ship, but we want to allow them to go to the shore. Well, we can add another response maybe. And with this response, we can say, I want to leave. And then for the response, we're going to add an action result. This is going to allow us to do something as a result of this response. And for the action result, we can select branch event. Branch means that I want to branch off to another event. So then I'm going to go to the top here, and instead of clicking new event, I'm going to click new branch. This is going to create me something very similar to the event, but it's a branch. And so you name the branch, and then so we can call it demo shore branch. And then the branch also has to have a start dialog, and it has to have a response. So the dialog can say something like, here we are, and the response can say, okay. And from here, we probably do want a return portal, and it is still outside, but we don't want to be on the ship, we want to be on shore. And then if we go ahead and go to the action over here, that's the branch event, and it's got a parameter saying branch name, that needs to be demo shore branch, since that's what we named it. We can save this, and then let's go ahead and try and run it, and we should be able to go to the shore now. So when it comes up, now we have this new I want to leave, and if we click that, it fades out, and now it's going to take us to the shore. And when we show up at the shore, we're going to see this dialog, here we are, okay. We can wander around, and if we click here, because we said return portal, it's got this return guide that we can click to go back to the ship, right? So that's how you can transition from one place to another using the event branches. Okay, next we can talk about how to use actions for battle. So what we could do, let's go up here to, let's go ahead and add another response, and we can say let's fight. Okay, and then on this response I'm going to add an action, and this time I'm going to use change NPC's orientation. So remember, there's already a ship in the scene, and the ship has one neutral guy, but I'm going to say change the orientation to hostile. Okay, so now we're going to have to, it's going to start a fight. And I'm going to add another action, chain it onto that action, and this one I'm going to say wait for enemy count and the size 0, meaning wait until I kill him. And then onto that action I'm going to add a dialogue to say he's dead. And then you have to add a response, let them respond to it by saying okay. And then the other thing that I want to show here is that you can, on a dialogue node, you can give an award. So you click the award, and now it's going to give me this award block. So now I can give them some reward for completing this action. So maybe I'll give him 2 potions, a new crew member, and then gold base 2 adjust. So this means the gold base adjust means use however much you should use for an event times some multiplier. So usually you'd use 1, however much you'd get for one event is the normal. But if it was a really hard event, you might give 2 or 3 or something. Okay, so then we save that, and now we're going to have a battle that we have to get through if we choose this response. So let's go back, let's hit play, let's see how this works out. Okay, so now if I click let's fight, now this guy's going to come after me. Here he comes, he wants to kill me. And I'm going to go ahead and fight him. And hopefully I'll win. I think this is configured a little slow. Okay, he died. And here you can see I got 220 million gold. Somebody joined my crew and 2 potions. So I hit OK. Now I've got a... Now my crew member is floating off here. That's not correct, but got the gold. And if I look in my inventory, oh no, here I got 2 potions. So the award came through, and we fought a battle. Okay. So that's how you do that. Another thing that you can do to kind of mix things up is you can put a condition on a response. So for instance, that battle response, maybe I only want to let them do that if they have more than 500 gold. So I open up the condition and add a condition here. I say 500, That means you need to have more than 500 gold, and if you select this path, it's going to take the 500 gold away from you. And you can also add a reputation min and max. This is for when we add reputation to the game. You can add these in the tool, but the game doesn't respond to them yet. Okay, so let's save that. And this was for the Let's Fight option. So now if we hit play, we shouldn't see the Let's Fight come up because we don't have any gold. So 0 gold, and it doesn't give us the option to Let's Fight anymore. Okay, so that's a good way to open up possibilities for what people can and can't do. Maybe if they get attacked by pirates, they can either choose to pay off the pirates and they'll go away, otherwise they have to fight, right? So you could make things more dynamic in that way. Okay, so that is sort of the base functionality, and that, you can see how fast we were able to throw together a whole bunch of stuff, like going to different islands or whatever. If we go back down to the island, an interesting thing to do here on the island is you can add a prop, and that prop can be called cave entrance. And the cave entrance allows you to then transition into the cave. And I think you're going to have to use some extra XML to make that work, but we'll expand that out to make it easier. And delete that for now. If you click these little red boxes, those delete whatever you had here. So if I don't want, if I say, oh, actually I don't really like having the I want to leave branch, I can delete that. I can delete that out of here, and now that's not an option anymore. One other thing to talk about is quest writing. So quest writing basically is done by chaining events together and swapping them out based on certain conditions. So you use this the condition node here. So if I go to and delete this result off the start event, and instead if I add a start condition, I'm going to delete one of these. Then you say the condition, instead of just having one link, it has two. And I can link it back up to this one. Swap these, add a response here. So what happens here is that the condition has a type, so I could say item retrieved, magic staff. So now if this means that if they have the magic staff, then it will execute the true path, and if they don't, it will execute the false path. Okay, so this allows to do something like that you could give them a quest, go get this item. Once you give them the quest, you can use on this response object here, it gives you the ability to add an event or replace an event. So you can add event on that path saying add the event that would get you the magic staff, and replace this current event with the version of the event that is waiting for you to complete the quest, which has this condition, right? And then when you come back to the event, if you do have the magic staff, then you'll go on the path that says you've completed the event, and then we're going to give you a reward. Or if you come back on the false path, it'd say you haven't got the magic staff yet, please keep going, right? And doing this, you can basically chain your events together in a way that makes a quest. And the other thing that you can do is this one at the very top called highlight. If you set this to true, then it's going to put a glow around this event, which lets the user know like this is part of a quest chain. So when somebody's in the middle of a quest chain, you want to set the highlight to true so that it glows up for them and they know where to go next to complete that quest. That part's maybe needs to be streamlined a little bit, but still, this is much better than it was before when we were just editing raw XML. So this is a big step forward for us for making event content, and I'm looking forward to people trying this out, and all the good content that's going to come out of it. And also, this could evolve into sort of like a modding tool for the future. When the game's released, people can write their own event sets into it and share them with each other to sort of add to the game beyond what we create. So, all right, thanks a lot for watching the video, and of course, leave comments, let us know what you think, or if you've made a better tool than this and you have some ideas, we'd love to hear it.